Morbid Facts, Part 754. In May of 2025, 46-year-old Christy Crampton was arrested after a disturbing in-flight altercation with a child who allegedly called her fat and Miss Piggy. The two were returning from a trip to Disney World when the situation suddenly spiraled out of control. Witnesses say Crampton began striking the boy with her fists and a water bottle, even slamming his head against the airplane window. When questioned, she told police the child had been disrespectful and had pushed her arm away before she snapped. One witness told investigators the woman wasn't correcting the child, she was abusing him. Crampton was charged with felony child abuse and released on bond, while the child's identity, relation to her, and condition were not disclosed. Before gunning down Mahatma Gandhi in 1948, his assassin Nathuram Godse had already tried to kill him twice before. In 1944, he led a group that charged Gandhi with knives during a prayer meeting, and later that year he confronted him again wielding a dagger. Both times he was caught but released. Gandhi, committed to his philosophy of nonviolence and forgiveness, reportedly refused to press charges. That mercy would prove fatal just 4 years later when Godse finally succeeded in his third attempt, firing 3 bullets into the man who preached nothing but peace. Morbid Facts, Part 755. In September of 2013, 26-year-old Tiffany Witten walked into a Walmart in Marietta, Georgia, and was never seen again. Around 2 a.m., she was caught shoplifting and confronted by store security. Panicked, Tiffany kicked off her shoes and bolted out of the store barefoot, leaving behind her phone, purse, and everything she owned. Her boyfriend who was with her stayed behind and gave conflicting stories about what had happened to her. At first, security assumed she'd return for her belongings, but she never did. Several days passed before anyone officially reported her missing. Despite mass searches, tips, and national coverage, no trace of Tiffany has ever been found. On September 25, 1980, Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham drank an estimated 40 shots of vodka in less than 24 hours. He passed out at Jimmy Page's house where he was put to bed but never woke up. The next morning, Bonham was found dead at just 32 years old, having choked on his own vomit while unconscious from the alcohol. His death forced Led Zeppelin to permanently disband, cementing his legacy as one of rock's most tragic losses. In the summer of 1962, Old Yeller author Fred Gibson's family was suddenly struck by tragedy. His son Mike discovered their dog chained up in a shed and brutally clubbed to death, a sight so devastating that he took his own life just a few days later. Not long after, Gibson's marriage also fell apart, while the dog's killer was never identified. Morbid Facts, Part 424. Known for his historically cruel behavior, Roman Emperor Nero accidentally killed his pregnant wife by kicking her to death. He then found a young boy named Sporus who looked exactly like her, castrated him, then married him. Nero would call the boy by his deceased wife's name and dress him in women's clothing, while making his court play along with this disturbing act. The unsettling relationship would come to an end when Nero died in 68 AD, but this was only the beginning of the boy's suffering. For the next 3 Roman emperors, Sporus would serve as a royal sex slave. One of these horrible emperors, named Vitellius, planned on humiliating the boy in a public performance. In the middle of the gladiator games, Sporus would be graped in front of a stadium crowd as a reenactment of the Grape of Proserpina, after which he would be publicly executed. Upon hearing about this sinister plan, Sporus decided to end his own life at the young age of 19.